Horror Planet, where horror memories live. Shock till you drop, where more horror stories are. Echoes 3. As a child, Emily had always been fascinated by the abandoned amusement park on the outskirts of town. The park had been closed for years after a terrible accident had left several people dead and many injured. But Emily was convinced that there was more to the story than what she had been told. Years later, as an adult, Emily decided to investigate the abandoned amusement park. She went there alone, armed with only a flashlight and her curiosity. As she walked through the park, she felt as though she was being watched, and she could hear echoes of laughter and screams coming from the rides. The more she explored, the more she realized that there was something off about the park. The rides looked like they were still in operation, but there were no employees or visitors to be seen. It was as if time had stood still. Suddenly, Emily heard a faint whispering, and she realized that it was coming from the Tunnel of Love ride. She approached the ride and noticed that the water was still flowing, and the boats were still moving, even though there was no one there. Emily got into one of the boats and started to move through the tunnel. As she moved deeper into the darkness, the whispers grew louder, and she could make out words. It was the voice of a little girl, begging for help. Emily was filled with fear but also a sense of determination to find out what had happened to the little girl. She followed the echoes of the voice, and they led her to a room at the end of the tunnel. In the room, she found the little girl's body, still trapped in the boat, and covered in cobwebs. Emily screamed and ran out of the park as fast as she could, but the echoes of the little girl's voice followed her. She could hear her whispers everywhere she went, and she knew that the ghost of the little girl was now haunting her. Emily tried everything to get rid of the echoes, but they persisted. She eventually became so haunted by the voice that she was driven insane, and she too became a ghost in the abandoned amusement park, forever whispering her name to the few who dared to venture there.